Another move that happened, Mario, and I'm not a fan of this one.
Okay. Okay.
Chris Chris Paul to San Antonio.
What?
And hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay. All right. All right. All right.
Why he was in Houston, I didn't want to see him win a championship because I can't stand James Harden. I just don't. I think he's the biggest flopper. I just can't stand James Harden. The Euro step, the whole everything. It seems like it seems like he don't have to dribble and he gets away with it. He flops more. Him and LeBron are on the top of the charts of flopping. But when he went to Golden State, I thought that was his opportunity. I thought finally he'll get a championship. Like he has done all the right things, even though he should have been a Laker back in the day, and the league screwed him out of that by we're going to veto it, and let everybody else in the world do what they want. You know, he caught a roll-in deal. He should have been a Laker. He should have won a championship. You know, now you're playing at Golden State. You got this team that's great. You're a veteran presence. You're willing to come off the bench. You've done everything right your whole life. Now you're willing to really do it right at Golden State as well, and be that veteran presence and let them do what they got to do, and you just be a role player in this piece. And it didn't happen. Now you're at San Antonio, and the reason I don't like it has nothing to do with San Antonio other than they're not a championship contending team. And I am confused by this, why he didn't go to a team, even if you got to take it, it's not like he needs the money. If you're still playing at this age, and it's not about the money, it's about just wanting to win a championship. That's just my personal opinion. I think that's why, to me, he went to Golden State. Why you would not take a veteran's minimum somewhere, be a veteran presence on a team to win a championship. Like, I want to actually see him win a championship at this point. I don't think San Antonio is the right place to win the championship, not before he retires. I'm not saying San Antonio is a bad team, but they are not beating the Dallas Mavericks. They are not beating the Denver Nuggets. They're not beating if I'm correct, is Minnesota considered the West too?
Yeah,
So those three teams right there, San Antonio's not beaten in a series. Right off the top of my head. Right. This team, I would have rather seen, more so, I just rather would have seen Chris Paul go to a team, maybe one of those teams, but a team that was a legitimate top 2 or 3 contending team, maybe top 4 contending team out west, so they had a chance to win a championship. Like I said, obviously after all these years, it's not about the money. You're taking lesser play coming off benches now at this point. I would just wish he would have went to a team that there was a legitimate, real shot at winning a championship, so Chris Paul can have a championship.
All right. Okay. Now, that's a good. That is a good point as far as if Chris Paul won the championship. You know what I mean? But the route that he took, it happened so fast. You get what I'm saying? The pay cut, as far as excuse me, as far as him getting cut. You know, he got picked up the same day. You get what I'm saying? So that right there obviously tells you that the San Antonio want a true point guard to come in here and run a team. You know what I mean? Because last year they didn't have a point guard. I'm not talking about they can win a championship. Each year is about getting better. You get what I'm saying? So with who they got now and the picks that they got, the young team that they have, they may be figuring they're just a point guard away to make sure everybody gets the ball. Everybody gets the ball when they need to get the ball. Because Chris Paul wouldn't do it.
They're better.
As far as a point guard.
I will not argue they are better. Don't get me wrong. Having Chris Paul makes you better.
Yeah. I'm not sitting there saying they're a championship team. No, I'm not saying all that.
And that's the only part I don't like about it. It's just because I want him to have that championship.
I'm not saying that part. No. Yeah, that may be Chris Paul.
They better. I'll give you that much, but they're not championship better.
No, maybe Chris Paul is not even on that train. You get what I'm saying? Why he didn't? Why didn't other teams look at him? You know what I mean? Getting that star. I mean, getting a point guard for him to come in. You know what I mean? What team will he go to? He can't go to Boston. He can't go to Denver. You know what I mean? He can't go to Minnesota. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, all right, I want to take more
I
role.
guarantee Denver, not Memphis, Minnesota, any other teams would have took him at a veteran's minimum under the understanding you come off the bench to help give them somebody that's coming off the bench that's going to give their second unit just a little bit better. Right. I think all those teams and those players could have put any little bit of pride that they would have had against Chris Paul, which I don't think anybody would have, to play.
Maybe he wanted to start. Maybe he wanted to start. Maybe he's going to San Antonio to start and play 25 minutes and teach a young team how a point guard needs to be run. And maybe I don't want to win. Maybe my championship time is over and I want to do something else. You get what I'm saying? Maybe I want to take a little role and sit there and say,
But it's not over. Like, if he would have gone to a legitimate contending team, it would have not been over. If he would have took a veteran's minimum and you added a third piece, and it makes Dallas a little bit better because now you can substitute between the three of them. And I'm just throwing. I don't even know if that's ever in consideration. I'm just saying. Like I said, it's not a bad move. Everything you said, I agree 100% with you. They are a better team. He's a veteran. He shows them the right way and everything else, and how the locker room atmosphere needs to be and everything else. There's a lot of things he can show these young players. The only part I don't like about it is from the aspect is I want to see, and I'm not even that big of a Chris Paul fan. I just have a lot of respect for how he has ran his career. He's not been a controversial person. I feel even though at the time I applauded not that I applauded, but I didn't have any issues with the NBA shoot down the Lakers and that whole move because they would have dominated, and I'm not a Laker fan, so it didn't hurt my feelings. But I feel it is a really crappy job to keep it PG that what the NBA did, because then they ultimately just turn around and let everybody do what they wanted anyway after you screwed Chris Paul have a chance to be in part of a dynasty and the Lakers really doing something there. I feel all those aspects, I would like to see him win a championship, and I just wish he would have went to a team that it could accomplish that. He could have spent a year or two there and gone back and helped San Antonio. I don't know. But I'm sure there's a great relationship between him and Popovich, especially all the Olympic years and being on, with Popovich and everything else, all-star teams and everything else. So I'm sure it's going to be a great fit for everybody. And I'm sure he might finish a career there and been happy and everything else. It's just one of those things, kind of like your Dan Marino. All the things Dan Marino did and could not do at Super Bowl, and you.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel